Eventually, the front doors of the warehouse busted open, and the city guard appeared. And that's where we left off. And the main city guard comes up to you, and he says, "What in the name of the law are you doing in this warehouse? You do not belong here."
We heard word of
I'm very
a
charming.
kidnapping, and we rescued this gentleman right here from these rogues.
We're not sure if we rescued him. All right, he's a little fishy. He could stand to be questioned.
This gentleman, and he looks over at Raynor, and he says, "Oh, Raynor, I did not notice you here. You look so dirty." Raynor speaks up and says, "Yes, quite. They in fact saved me from these kinku that were around here," and he points at the kinku that's next to you. The guard says, "Oh, indeed, the Zenithar does in fact use the kinku many times. Constable Faze, come take the kinku away for questioning."
Goodbye, little buddy.
They're taking him away?
And the kinku opens his mouth and looks at you all, and you hear, "Take him with us."
Excuse me,
We wanted
Constable.
to.
I feel
We
like
wanted
there's
to.
more to share. There's a lot more to share there, and we're missing out on an opportunity. If you take him away, how are we going to know where to
Yeah.
find him?
Yes, Constable, we're actually
Who?
involved in helping Raynor, and we would like to bring the King Katu with us. The bird thing. We'd like to bring him. He's our friend. Interesting.
Okay.
Constable, we don't want to keep you any longer than we have to, and, of course we're going to accompany this young Raynor and ensure his safety. But do I look familiar at all? Do you recognize me?
Are you going to ask that to
Yes.
everyone?
Why?
Yes.
Yes,
Tell me
What
about
do you
it.
say?
I have seen you around near the docks with the Brigandy Darth, I believe.
Damn
The
it.
Brigandy Darth. The Brigandy Darth. Thank you. Someone remember that. The Brigandy Darth. That's very important. Thank you very much, Constable.
Guys, this is a lot of people. Like, we're taking... There's way too many people for a rescue mission.
I'm slowly growing
We don't need the Birdman anymore. We can let him keep the Birdman. I just want a constable.
No, we cannot let them keep the Birdman because he's
It
so...
might...
What happened?
It might attract... Constable might attract the wrong kind of attention depending where we...
Let's keep the bird. I would like to persuade the captain. I would like to
I
say.
would bits on this.
He
Okay.
might be a little loud, and it might be cumbersome to have him with us.
Well, we can always lose him later. We don't have
Exactly.
to-
If we feel that he loses
All right.
it,
So
if we
Fitz,
get hungry,
roll.
we can eat it.
Exactly.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion.
we'll eat him.
Okay, so
Well,
I'm
you
going
did.
to-
Speak.
You did cook them. No, that was the other one. You
The other one
cooked-
we flat
I
did
don't think
something
so.
else. And
Yes.
you
I don't
rotisserie.
think it's a good idea.
Not to
Well-
eat it. To take him though.
We just
They-
murdered
they
him.
can
We didn't eat
A
him.
bird could...
You-
They could tell on us, they could be loud, they could... I
You
don't
get
know.
advantage on this because Zinakobi's helping you.
And I'm also very charming. So I rolled an 18, and I said, Captain, we're trying to help this young man, Raynor, and this bird actually has been extremely useful to our investigation. So with your permission, we would like to bring the bird with us to help us investigate for our friend Raynor, who you seem to like. Could we please have the bird?
Thank you.
Please. Please.
Absolutely. We need him.
The captain looks at Raynor and says, "I do not like this, but I tell you what. The bird can go into your custody, but any crime he commits will be under your name. You will both suffer the consequences of any crime that this bird is seen to commit
What is he going to
if
do?
you take him."
He's not going to do anything. Oh, come on. We've had him for almost, what, a day? He's
20
not gonna do
minutes?
anything.
20 minutes. Does this bird really have any loyalty to us? I know it's humorous to keep the bird along,
he
but
does not...
he will
I
betray
don't
us
think
the
he has-
first moment he gets.
To
He has
be-
no
to be-
loyalty us.
I agree with Greyhide.
To be clear, I don't mean any crime he has committed. I mean any crime, since I am handing him to you, he is under your supervision. So any crime he commits from here on will be in your name.
Seems pretty
Yes.
standard.
Let's take the bird, and if he tries anything funky, we'll kill him.
Yes.
And
Wait.
eat him.
No, we will not eat the bird. Bird is not...
Why
He's
not?
sentient. Are you really going to kill him?
Look at those wings. Imagine those wings being crispy. Are you
No.
telling me you wouldn't be a little bit tempted?
How
I
dare
think
you?
I think you would be.
The
Unless
bird
you're vegan.
opens his mouth and says, "We should let the bird go."
We should let the bird shush.
We should
The captain says, "Well, look at Constable Faze and say, give the bird over to him."
We
And,
got the bird, yeah.
The constable will take the bird to Fitzjeffrey and says
the bird.
he'll kind of look at the bird and shake his head and give him to Fitzjeffrey.
Thank you, Captain. Hello, hello, friend. What do we name you? Oh, what do you want to be named? What's your name? What's your name, bird?
McNugget.
He looks up at you since he's half your size, and then points at himself and says, "Get out of the way, tricky bastard."
Tricky bastard. I love it. Very nice to meet you officially, tricky bastard. All
I
right.
love it.
I'm not responsible for this bird.
I have to say.
Oh, you're a part of the party. I'm afraid you are.
So, Tricky Bastard starts heading towards the front of the place and heads out the big door that the constables kicked open. Alpha, you're probably the only one who notices a little bit of movement off to the side somewhere, and you realize there's actually a hobo on the side of the street, kind of laying in some refuse. But Tricky Bastard completely turns the other way. That's to the right, and Tricky Bastard turns left towards an alley and starts walking that way.
Let's follow him.
Guys, I noticed there's a man in the street. He looks homeless. He might have seen something. I think it could be worth asking him before we keep going.
That vagrant?
You never know.
He's got a point.
Ugh.
I mean, I don't want to smell him, but if you're willing to go first.
Okay, I'll go.
Dirt on her face, the long stringy hair that looks unkept, and she sees you coming and says, "My child, how are you doing?"
Sorry to bother you. We're looking for a friend of ours, and we think maybe he was taken. We're wondering if you've seen anything unusual in the last few days.
And says, "I might have."
I take out of my bag another piece of jerky, but I don't give it to her, and I ask her, I kind of look at her and ask her what she knows, if she'd be willing to share.
Okay. I'll tell you. But first the food. Yes.
I need a little bit of information first. You've already got a little bit of food.
She drives a hard bargain, this Alpha.
I saw a big, ugly man, probably one of those orc types.
Ugh.
He was
Huh?
with a bunch
It's
of
the boy.
bird creatures and a human with tattoos on his head. And then there were like little tattoos of eyes.
I cut the jerky that I have in my hand in half, and I hand her half, and I was like, okay, what
She'll
else?
take it. Little, somewhat gnarled hands. Takes it and then says,
Vile
"Yes."
woman.
And they were dragging an unconscious man with red blonde hair behind them. And
Yes, well,
And then before I hand her the other half, I kind of say, anything else you want to add?
there was
Right.
there was
there.
a dwarf,
Right.
but he wasn't
A dwarf.
He wasn't like any dwarf. He had pale blue skin. It was nasty and a white beard, and his eyes had no pupils. So yeah, Fitz and Alpha know this is a Draugr. So you follow the trail through refuge, and this is a back alley. This is where everybody throws their garbage. Some of them probably pour their used water out here, any type of thing like that.
Lovely.
And
I'm
you
just
do
gonna
see a
pull my
trail.
elaborate silk scarf.
It goes down the alley and takes a right into what seems to be a dead end. But at the end of that dead end, eventually you do come to a manhole of some sort that goes into the sewers, and you can see that's actually where all the refuse and liquid that's slowly draining into it right there.
I don't want this.
Who's going first?
Bertie
So
McBurderson. Tricky.
I'm going to open the sewer grate and then let him down and follow him in.
As you go down into the sewers, you can see, as you get closer with the torchlight that Alpha lit, There is, in fact, a running stream. There's not much of a ledge here. It's about 5 feet wide, and there's not much of a ledge to really step on. And as you put your foot down, it goes deeper and deeper until about a foot into the sewage when you hit the bottom of it. The
Nice
bird
talking.
actually has water up until about his thighs as he's walking through.
Poor tricky bastard.
And you're a little concerned at first because the bird just runs forward all of a sudden, but then stops, and he points up on the wall, and you realize he's pointing at a symbol, a yellow symbol that's written on the wall. It's a circle.
Those are the yellow signs.
Mm-hmm. And it's a circle with 10 lines coming out of it.
Oh, it's that.
And he says, Xanathar sends his regards.
Oh God.
Aha.
Is that all now?
So that
Well-
circle symbol means something to do with Xanathar. That'll lead us to him.
While
right.
while we're walking,
Back into it.
while
Whoops.
we're walking, I'm going to throw over my shoulder. Rainier, I noticed that your friend the guard seemed to think that your father wouldn't embezzle money, but you seemed to disagree with him. How likely is there to be money down here?
Is this really the time?
What
I
do
just-
you
I
guys
can
do?
find no
As
better
you're going
time.
through,
Really?
yeah, as you're walking along through the sewers, you every once in a while, every 50 feet or so, you see another yellow chalk sign that tells you where to go. And so you keep following that for about an hour.
Ooh,
During that
I know
time,
a song about this.
Fantastic.
Follow the yellow circle road.
so we have to talk for an hour here. No, I'm joking. But Rainier will reply to you and say, I do and believe he is the type to embezzle money. He is not the saint that the captain thinks he is. I don't know where, and I seriously doubt it's in the sewers. My guess is he has it guarded away with some magical rigmarole that the probably only one person knows about, or some other poppycock. I don't know.
I too have a rich and unavailable grandfather. I feel your pain.
After about an hour of following through these tunnels, you come
God, I
to a
don't even
three-way
know.
intersection. On the right
Sounds.
side, you see a ladder that heads up to a manhole. In front of you, you see it's like a T intersection, and you see it go out in two different ways. You can actually see with the torchlight, the right way has a chalked yellow symbol of the circle with lines of Xanathar. At that point, up from the water, you see first a green creature of some sort. You see 4 eyes that pop up out of the water and look at you. As it continues to rise, you see 4 stalks connected to a big circle, about this big, and it has this giant eye and a toothy maw on the bottom as sludge and sewage falls out of it from its mouth from its sides.
Ooh.
I had
Is
to
it something we recognize? For any of
Um,
us? Perception?
You can roll a... This is what it
Right.
looks like, by the way. You see all of its head stalks. They all point suddenly in different directions as it takes in everybody. It's actually going to... Its eye rays are going to... The one that points at Xenokobi goes off, and the one that points at Rainier goes off.
What?
And it
Goes off.
shoots out these... You see the eyes glow for a second, and then it
Oh.
shoots out a beam out of them. The one that goes towards Xenokobi is this bright white, but you almost see like condensation around the beam as it goes towards you. So you see that beam, it comes towards you, and you're able to step out of the way before it hits you. And it hits the wall behind you, and you hear like, and the wall behind you just becomes frozen. It then it continues to run at Fitz though, and it opens its mouth and tries to take a bite at you.
This is true. And
It
wait,
as it comes for you, Fitz, you're able to push its head out of the way, and you afterward it doesn't bite you, but you find you have this nasty sludge on your hand, and it's like oily and slimy.
Ugh.
Gross.
Absolutely disgusting.
ugh.
Smells terrible. Ugh.
The
How does it taste?
No, thank you. No, not doing that. So as I hold its gaping, disgusting, slimy maw with one hand, I take my rapier, which happened to be in my other hand already, If you remember,
Mhm.
I've already drawn it. And
Remember?
I stab right into its mouth. And
Ooh.
oh wait, that's
Go
damage
for it.
story. One moment. I stab
Oh.
right up into its face, and I
Oh, you hit
with
it.
a 21. Just God, ugh, get off of me! And I hit
Nice.
it
For
21,
6
and I
damage.
give it
Oh,
give
there
it
you
a
go. You roll it
7.
again.
I give it a
12.
12. I give it a 12 of damage.
Oh,
Yeah. And how does it die when you do this?
Oh my God! It's like this rumbling of energy and magic, and suddenly a waterfall of slime just blasts into my face and over my gut, and I begin to vomit as it covers me with this magical, disgusting sludge.
Oh yeah, it's gross.
And
It's
then the
slimy
rest of it
everywhere.
sort of crumbles.
oh, how wonderful.
Can you tell that I'm not actually covered with liquid and that I am covered with liquid? What does that look like?
Actually, what you see is he's going, ugh, and you see him shaking like he's covered in slime. But when you look at him, he doesn't look covered in slime. He looks pretty pristine.
Oh.
It's all an act.
It just doesn't take much to gross out Fizz, I guess.
Ugh. I'm gonna lean into the bird and I'm gonna say, "Tricky bastard, do you know anything about this circle?"
Tricky bastard. He thinks for a second and then says in a loud voice, Xanathar gives his regards, and he runs forward to the
Oh my
stone
Catch
to
him!
the stone area.
Wait!
Now, maybe he'll lead us. Maybe he'll lead us on.
I swear to
He
He
God.
runs
hasn't
over
led us
there.
wrong so far.
Oh,
So
I don't
you
know.
trust
Because
Are you going to
somebody
do
should
anything?
stop him. We need
Oh
to
my God,
catch
he
this
opened it.
bird. We are responsible for this bird.
we need to run after it. He just opened the door. He's our way in.
Okay, I run after. I decided to run
Okay.
after the bird because nobody's moving.
Is everybody else running after, or are they going to wait?
Yes, I choose to run.
I mean, I'm
I
face
trust
searching
Tricky.
the
I
wall.
think he's got our best interest in heart. I'm gonna let him go.
No.
He hasn't let us down once.
You concern me greatly, sir.
I'm gonna.
Rather than doing it and
He is
agreeing
part
to
of this
let go to
party.
bed.
I mean, I trust him too, but I mean, if he's gonna run through there, I'm gonna follow him. So I'm gonna follow him.
All right.
I will.
So
I
you
will
all,
follow along. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and take a shot at him because he's like pretty far ahead of us right now, right?
I
yeah.
believe in you.
You're going to
Yeah,
take a
he's
shot at our
gonna-
friend?
He's
No,
not
no,
our
no,
friend.
no.
I'm taking a shot at him.
That is that'll hit actually. That
Yes.
19 was the lowest one. Wow, good rolls.
19 was my lowest. Damage.
I'm gonna have to kill him.
11.
Yeah. Go ahead. 11 damage.
Oh no.
You know that's
Probably
really close. Ooh, yeah. He takes it, and you hear in the back. You hear. You just see his beak open, and no sound comes out, and he keeps stumbling forward though.
This bird.
Tricky! My friend!
Go catch him.
Please don't attack him again. Hey, he might still be alive. We've got to save Tricky.
Wait,
He's
that's
clearly
not
still
eating.
alive, but we can't just let him run free. Like I don't
Thank
trust
you.
this bird, and neither should you.
Yeah, so you keep chasing after them as the bird eventually goes into a room at the end of the hallway there. And he's still saying as he goes, Xanathar sends its regards.
What does that mean, tricky bastard? It's not helping.
So you guys run forward. You're actually the first
doing
to
us
get
a
into the
favor.
room, Greyhide. And you
Ah.
see there's a door at the bottom right there. This room itself seems to have just some straw mattresses. You continue in that room and you see a wooden door at the bottom right. And you see Tricky Bastard running towards that door.
I will say I'll ignore the mattresses. They are of no interest to a paladin. And I will head straight for the door and say, "Stand aside, fair Tricky!" And then I will boot the door down with all of my might.
Now I've got a question. I've got a question. Are you saying that because you're a paladin, you don't sleep on a mattress?
I say that when I am in the thick of battle and hurling headlong into danger, such Such trivialities as mattresses and straw are of no interest to a noble mind and courageous heart of a paladin.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Clearing that up.
All right, I just wanted to clarify.
Okay. Can I shoot another shot at the bird?
Yep.
No, you're going to kill the bird.
Let's go
What are you
save
doing,
it.
Alpha? Please.
I'm trying.
Mercy on our feathered friend.
So close to rolling a 20. 14.
Oh,
That's enough. You shoot the bird, roll the damage.
No.
oh no.
Actually, there's no way. Yeah. Describe what happens to the bird when you shoot it.
Oh no. No.
Rolled
The
a
tricky
6
bastard.
damage.
No.
Hey,
Well, I hit it, but it's not a very strong hit. It just kind of flops forward.
Beak first
towards
into the
door.
ground.
Beak first, but he doesn't die, but he stops.
Okay,
Right.
so you knock him out.
Yeah, which is
He
enough
is
for now.
bleeding, and he has a chance
No.
of dying. But he's
I can save him.
Friend,
yeah.
we've led you astray
I just
into
ignore
danger.
from that point. I don't need him.
Why?
All right. By this time, everybody else
I
catches up.
believe he was leading
I
us
told
to
you from the
treasure
beginning I
and-
didn't trust him, and I told you have to watch him, and nobody watched him, so that's what happens. I don't
Alpha,
trust
He
him.
was
I-
right
with your
in front of
with-
Fitz.
with your ranger
Absolutely.
ears, you hear in the other room. Did you hear that? What you got was going there? It's really muffled, but
So-
you make out. Did you hear
Everything
that?
cut.
I'm
But
gonna try
yeah.
hide behind. If there's a door where there's hinges, I'll hide behind where it'll swing and conceal. So if something comes out from the door, I'll be in position to attack.
I try to hide as well.
Do
All
I
right,
have
you're gonna
time?
hide next to one of the mattresses or something?
Yeah.
Okay, go
Do
for
I
it.
have time to drag the kinku onto a mattress and like lay down on its other side, so that it's like I'm hiding behind the kinku?
I was
on a
also
mattress.
going to have the kinky's mouth shut. If it was possible, if I could grab it and keep it quiet. during
You can
this-
do that. The kinku is actually unconscious still,
Oh, that's
but
no problem.
yeah. You see,
Uh.
the door swings open, and the guy, the human with the eye tattoos all over his head,
Oh my god.
he
Oh my
comes in
gosh.
and looks around. It's the guy who started the fight in the yawning portal,
In the cavern.
and he looks around.
This.
He looks towards Alpha, and his eyes are starting to narrow a bit. And he turns over into the room that he just came from, and he says, "There's intruders here!" And he takes out his weapon, and he runs towards Alpha. Greyhide,
Yes.
what's Greyhide gonna do?
You
And
do have an
immediately
arrow in
you're
you.
right there at the door. Obviously, you have the initiative right behind the door. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna attack. I'm just gonna straight
Okay.
up attack this guy instead of
You got
grappling
this.
pin.
Get him!
All right. Did he?
Use your power.
And as I do this, I will say, "Huzzah!"
Hmm.
Is that a good roll? It's a pretty good roll. No.
Yeah, this guy's only wearing some leather armor.
Oh,
You hit a solid blow, possibly. Roll the damage.
Nice.
there you go, Greyhound.
Ah!
Yeah, you
You-
sink the axe into his chest, and he looks at you almost surprised, and he recognizes you, and he coughs up some blood, and he's still there with your axe in his
Oh.
chest.
Oh,
This guy's
And he
devoted
spits
to us.
at you.
Ugh.
I'm slightly aroused. Look at you, Greyhide. Who knew?
My slightly larger than average bicep. I'm talking about
Yeah.
Greyhide, not me,
Yes.
not me, but Greyhide himself.
We can see.
Yeah.
Can I go to the door to look inside?
You can. When you go and look through the doorway, you see it actually opens up into another room about equal size to this room. There's two doors on the opposite side, though. One of the doors seems to be completely barricaded with all the mattresses and furniture that were in the room up against that door. And then the other door is just a normal door that has nothing in front of it. It's another wooden door. Oh, sorry. And you see in the middle of the room, he seemingly was just pushing stuff onto the pile that was barricading the door. You see a squat figure. His skin is pale white with a tinge of purple. You see a completely white beard that's long. He's half the size, like a dwarf, and bulky. His head is shaved, and his eyes have no pupils, have no irises, completely white. But he seems to look at you as you're in the doorway. And he has a hammer, a giant hammer in his hand. And as you're there, you realize he's growing. He gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You see his head gets closer to the ceiling, and he seems to grow twice his size.
What in God's name?
And you hear him say, "I'll see what's going on in the other room then. Time to take out some fools."
Is he talking about us?
We might have done
That's
something
talking about
wrong.
us.
All right. Fireballs.
Firebolt.
Yes! Yes! That is how you throw one! Yes!
Yeah, the fireball goes.
Yes!
Finally, she hit something with it.
Yes, we did it, Ghost! We did it! Let's see the damage.
Just to remind you, this is what the guy looks like, but he's giant now.
Oh no. We gotta see the damage.
Where is he?
So, yeah, roll the damage.
That's not the drog,
no.
is it? No, I don't think so.
Oh, wow, max damage too. Yeah, that's the Draugr. What you see
is
here
the
is the Draugr, who became twice his size. And the fireball goes out, and it hits him square in the chest, and flames all around him.
Yes.
That's
Fantastic.
gotta hurt.
That is how you do it! I fire that ghost.
Are you fighting off a drogger right now?
Right.
A dogger. It's a dogger.
Yeah.
It's the
Okay.
dogger.
Cool. Then, Fritz. They rolled really bad on initiative.
Yes. Well, this fellow's in front of me, and I'm going to stab him in the side. Just to get into the fun. So I've got a 12. I don't know how that does.
Oh.
That's just what you need to hit.
Ah,
I think
I
the
just
strike.
dogger from Xenocobi
Nick
is now
him.
in the background of Alpha. I'm just saying. It's the same dog teleporting.
Okay, and I give him a 9.
That's true. Dogaporting and cataporting all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go up with a clear dance towards him, and you get him right in the side, and you skewer him all the way through,
Ugh.
and he falls off of your rapier and off of the axe onto the ground.
Well, that's one down.
Well done, old boy.
Oh,
Good
same
job.
to you. Your axe first. I'm quite
You're
impressed. by that.
fantastic.
My axe, your rapier. What a
You know-
pair we make.
Oh, my
You're
goodness.
fantastic.
I think we're a great team of humans.
You're not. Wait. We're not.
Can we
all-
break into song? Do we have time for a song?
No, we have no song.
Okay.
No
You have
song.
time for one phrase of the song.
Oh my god.
Ray Hyde's axe got him in the ass.
And
Not
it's
technically
this
accurate.
rapier. Got him quite... Snapier?
Rapey.
There's nothing rhymes with rapier. Other than
No,
rapey. And we're not going there.
call it a sword if you want.
At all what we should be going for. No, not at all.
That's
not
the
with
sword.
Draugrs.
Praises.
Yes.
The Draugr is going to look at the two people who are in range right now,
Oh no.
which
Yes.
are three people: is Xenocobi, Alpha, and Fitz. So he's going to pick Alpha. He's gonna come up to Alpha and take a big swing with his hammer.
Oh no.
Alright, can I dodge this or?
He has to get over your armor class to hit. I was just looking for okay. He got a 20 on his first hit, and he only gets one hit. But
Phenomenal.
I'll hit.
this
My
is gonna
armor
hurt.
class is 15.
I'm sorry beforehand.
Oh.
Alpha, no.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No Alpha.
He comes up to you, and he does a big backswing, bringing his axe around. And you realize there's little spikes on the head of the axe, and he swings over and hits you straight in the chest with full force. It actually lifts Alpha up in the air. Alpha hits the door frame of the door and falls down prone on the ground, taking 13 points of damage,
Whoa!
bludgeoning damage.
That kills me.
I'm not
I
going to
guess.
say that's karma for attacking our feathered friend, but
Oh god.
That's what
Karma.
That killed. That basically
It
killed.
doesn't kill you. It completely knocks you out though. You're unconscious.
Knocks me out. Okay.
I might
Can
have,
Oh, that's not good.
I
Can
might
I
have to
use my
lay on.
spell to favor?
Basically,
I have a healing spell, too,
no
so-
more hit points.
I've got healing spells.
You're at 0 hit points,
Yeah.
and the Draugr goes, "That's 1
Guys-
for me and 0 for you."
There's a clear and present threat, so I need to go headlong into danger. All right, I shall, with my axe, roll to hit. Huzzah! Another wonderful roll.
Your hand axe goes up, bypassing its armor, and it gets him right square where the kidneys would be, and it's lodged in him, and he flexes it, and you realize it's gotten through and doing damage, but it didn't get to the vitals yet, and he's still up.
Oof. 8 damage, and he's barely. Oh god.
Why won't you die, foul beast?
Well, I'm going to, first of all, I feel like I should heal her. I have it as my last spell, especially in this instance. I'm going to go ahead and cure your wounds, or try.
You wake up, Alpha,
Thank you for that.
and it's actually Alpha's turn.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take a shot.
Are you gonna get up, or are you just gonna stay on the ground when you shoot?
No, stay on the ground, take a shot right there.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'm going to say, Alpha,
Still a
thank
bit-
God you're back with
I'm-
us.
Yeah, but I'm still a bit zonked from. I haven't come to.
Yeah. You're shaking your
Wait,
head.
yeah.
The arrow goes wide.
I don't know.
Greyhide have enough time to say
Yeah.
there.
I haven't.
Why not?
Yeah,
I haven't
There,
come
there.
to.
Well, I believe I still have my rapier in my hand with the blood of the bold man still upon it. So I'm going to delicately dance within range of this giant Durga, slide my rapier just on the side of his large hammer, and stab him. 12, yes, is that... Do I
That's-
miss?
You shanked him. You didn't.
You
flank
go
him.
in, and haha, and your rapier doesn't penetrate through his armor. It does the and then springs back out.
Boing.
That's useless.
You immediately go for your dagger, and you realize, oh, the dagger's not there.
Do I still not have... No.
You threw it a second time.
Oh, God. I feel
Yes.
useless. Do you know, suddenly something very strange happens, and you know, you see my eyes sort of go out of focus, and I don't know if anyone else can hear it, but there's this beautiful, very sad song, and I look around and all I see is stars and the night sky, and suddenly my rapier starts to gleam, and the black and the little starlights on it move around, and as if I'm not even doing anything, but this beautiful woman's voice, and I start to cry, and my rapier just hones in on this Durgar, and the Hexblade's curse is cast, and suddenly it's like the dwarf and I are in a deadly dance, but I barely even notice because I'm crying, because this voice is inside my head, but my sword is doing things, and I cast Hexblade's curse.
And you see some type of energy apparate from his sword and combine with the Draugr, and
That was
and
beautiful.
it kind of combines him and the Draugr together in that way.
My.
This is
Been
incredible.
holding back on us.
What is that?
It's Jeffrey. That's magnificent.
I don't know what's happening. I swear I don't know what I'm doing, but it's beautiful. Can you hear her? Does anyone else hear her voice?
No one.
No one
else.
hears.
No, it's just me? Okay.
The Draugr, seeing this thing happening with your sword and the sword brightening up, turns to you, looking somewhat concerned, but says, well, let's take out this pretty boy. I don't know what you're doing, but you're about to be lights out. And he takes a swing at you. That's an 18 to hit.
Oh my.
Again, I apologize for this.
Holding out on us.
Wait. So I have this thing called shield spell. Yes, the woman's voice continues in my head, and as this massive hammer slams down towards me, suddenly that my blade is dancing, and I'm dancing, and it's like the hammer is going in slow motion, and the magic of this woman's voice just flows me around it, and then the hammer's past me, and I'm looking at it, and I'm crying because I'm in love with this beautiful voice, but I'm also not hurt, and I don't know why.
I mean, I could have done that on my turn, I think, but I just swung my axe.
That? He has this whole entire.
Yeah. No, it's good. I'm not judging it, saying it's better or worse. It's just one way. It's.
Okay,
I'm going to try and attack maybe one of the legs, or if there's a vulnerable spot on one of the knees, I'm going to try and with all my might do an axe swing and hit a vulnerable spot on one of his legs and just try and take him off his feet.
Nice.
See if that works.
Go for it.
All right. Let's fell this mighty creature. Let's cut him down to size.
Tyrion attacks.
Sounds okay.
Ooh. That's actually just what you need to hit. He puts up his shield down to block it, and your axe is just enough of the angle to hit the shield away and continues on into his knee. Roll damage.
Huzzah!
Beautiful.
Down you go, you big lug.
It busts his knee, and you realize it probably broke something there, and he screams out, "Arrgh!" But he's still leaning on one foot, ready to attack again.
Can I use my short sword?
You can. You're not quite as proficient with your sword as spells, but there's no reason you can't use it.
I'm going to try with my short sword.
Sure.
That's pretty good for what I've been rolling.
You definitely hit with your short sword. Roll damage.
Yes.
How does Zenikobi take this thing down with a short sword?
So, first of all, there's a whole process. You see, I don't know, because it's dumb luck. I'm not proficient with this sword. What I do is I kind of copy, what Fitzy was doing. I look into the light, but no one sings for me. So when I look at my sword, it doesn't glow either. So I'm just kind of like pretending, and then I kind of just out of fear, and then kind of like stab it a little bit as it was.
Yeah.
But it made some bit of a difference.
The Draugur's pretty hurt. And when you do that stab, the knee gives out, and it starts to fall on top of you with its large form. And as you dance out of the way with your 17 performance, it takes your short sword with it. And as it falls, it just skewers itself onto the short sword on the ground as you spin away.
But technically, I didn't kill it. It killed himself.
No, I think we can put that as yours.
Thank you. It was the voices. They helped.
Wow, I feel a little attacked right now. Let's tie up the bird. I don't want to. Yeah, good.
Okay, who's gonna tie up the bird? Whoever is, roll a survival check.
That should probably be Alpha.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and tie the bed up. One moment. Survival. Oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Ooh, 11.
Yes.
Okay, so you both go over there and you try to help each other tie it up. Decent job.
Okay.
Right. I mean, it's barely conscious. I rolled a 17.
It's wings and feathers, and it stays stuck, and it pokes, and I just was unconscious for a little bit. Okay, give me a break.
They're still coming too. What are you guys gonna do when you see those stairs and it opens into a bigger room? Are you gonna walk forward? Do you want stealth, or what's the game?
Well,
plan?
if we had our chicken, we could send him down. But oh no.
Stealth. I'm gonna go in for us. I'm going in first. Stealth.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and stealth ahead. Okay. Roll the stealth.
There she goes.
I also want to roll stealth.
I shall.
Okay, I've got
It's the
14.
stairs, guys. It's the stairs. I knew it.
I'll stealthy as well.
Oh my god.
Stairs is our nemesis.
Stairs.
The stairs.
All right, so I got a 14, so I'm going to sneak up the stairs.
As you're going up the stairs, you hear some voices, and you hear from the back of the room. You hear a nasally voice that says,
Sorry.
"You're supposed to get Rainier, not whoever this is." And then you hear another voice say, "I'm sorry, Neolor. Give me another chance." And I'll find Rainier. This guy will lead us to him. And then the nasally voice says again, forget this guy. We will find it another way. Kill him.
They're gonna
And
kill
as you
Floon.
get close up the stairs, you can finally see into a room, and you see a half-orc in basic leather garb stepping on what seems to be Floon on the ground. His arm is flexed with fire springing up from it. He's on top of Floon with his foot, crushing down on Floon, looking angry as the flame in his hand sparkles. Not sparkles, but flames. The in the back of the room, though, you see something that you've never seen before. You see a tall figure, 7 feet tall, a shaved, bald head, but purple in color, a flat nose, and from it, you see 4 tentacles coming where his mouth would be as they undulate slowly in different ways. You see his skin is mucousy moist, his eyes red, and he's in a black and purple dark robe. And he has in his hands what seems to be a disembodied brain, about this big in front of him as he holds it with his arms, with 4 legs hanging down from the brain, as though it's sleeping in his arms.
Oh my god.
The brain itself has these 4 little tendrils in front of it that look like they're made of brain matter as well.
Guys.
This is
Nope.
the, I was going to show you real quick. That's what you see.
Oh. Ooh.
And
Oh,
this
he's
is
quite fetching.
the miniature
Yeah.
for him.
He is quite fetching.
That's a nice miniature.
Very much so.
I mean, I imagine that fellow can do all kinds of things with those tentacles.
Really, like what?
What are you?
And then what he's holding, you see this thing in his arms.
What in the name of the gods is that?
And then you,
I think
let's
the
see.
gods have
Looks like
nothing to
that,
do
the
with
miniature.
this.
We'll see next time.
Oh,
Paladin, have you ever seen anything like that?
And then you,
only in my
the other
most
guy you
hideous
see
nightmares.
Oh my god.
is this guy standing over Floon.
What is that?
Oh, I like him. He's
Extreme.
rugged.
What is that?
Hulk
The
smash.
first,
But that's what we'll pick up next time.
Hello everybody, this is Greg. You know, these videos take quite a bit to create and summarize the last session, so if you enjoy it, please drop a like, a subscribe, follow, whatever the heck you feel like doing on whatever platform you're on, and have a nice day. Bye bye.